and you're done. That's all there is to it. All right. I'm going to do the intro. Hey guys, welcome to episode 5, I think, of the Questcast, where we're doing retro gaming part 3. I'm Krackakhan. Bull Moose is over there. He looks like he's taking notes or something. I don't know what he's doing.
Getting on my account, sir.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about more games. Right now, we're going to be starting on PS2, I believe. If you missed the previous episodes, we went starting, how far back do we go? Like Nintendo, Super Nintendo?
Our first consoles,
Yeah.
which in our age group, Super Nintendo.
Yep, so we started there. We're going all the way through. So yeah, check those out. You can see them on our YouTubes. Just look up Questcast. We are the top result now because we're that good. We're that Questcastical.
We're the best.
Yeah. Do you want to start off?
Okay. So
I have a bunch.
Yeah, I have
You can go.
quite a bit for PS2. The thing with PS2, and I didn't realize it until I started making these lists and naming the games that I really liked for it. PS2, I actually liked more games than I did on Xbox, and I always considered myself an Xbox kind of guy. And another thing, this is going to be an unfavorable opinion on this, but I consider PS2 more of a GTA. Like, I consider San Andreas a PS2 exclusive because didn't it come out like a year later on Xbox? It was a lot later.
It wouldn't surprise me.
That's another, the GTA series being exclusively on PS2. That's a huge step. The Battlefront games exclusively on PS2. That's a big thing. I don't know. I just realized when I was writing the games down, I liked PS2 more than I liked Xbox, which is insane because I'm a huge 360 fan.
You're out of control. We did PSP too before, right? Last time, I think.
I didn't really play the PSP though.
Did we do it though? I feel like we did. I don't know.
Yeah, we did. No, did we? I'm not sure.
I don't know if we did.
Oh well,
maybe we didn't. We'll do it later.
Yeah,
I'm not
100% sure, but
I'm not either. I know I talked to you about it.
Yeah, I never played the PSP very much. I played the Game Boys and stuff like that, but never PSP. I was a DS guy. But the first game for me, for PS2 was Killzone.
Oh shit, that was my first one. It's right here.
Really? I'm a super big Killzone fan. I don't know if you and your friends did this, Krackakhan, but we would get on there and we would take the rocket launchers and shoot them at each other so quickly that the game would lag out. Like, it would just freeze on us.
How many people did it take to do that?
It only took like 2. Me and Necro would do it all the time, and it would freeze the game out. But that game was really good because it had, I'll probably remember it terribly, but to me, it had very crisp mechanics and controls, really good story. The multiplayer was super fun.
It just was matches too in the multiplayer.
Yeah, it was like a great shooter game, and it was like a PS2 answer for Halo. I don't think it's better than Halo, not even close.
No.
But it was a good game.
Yeah, no, it was definitely really solid. The story's cool. I like how each of the different characters played differently in it and had like different approaches to the same mission. Like you had the big bulky guy that had to take like the most direct route possible, but he had like big machine gun and missile launcher. You had like a sneaky assassin who could like climb through the vents and stuff. And then you had the other, like the half Martian guy and the regular dude that could do different things and stuff, I think. Like the Martian dude was some kind of spy. I think could he hack into stuff or something? He did something.
Yeah, he did something that was a little bit different than everybody else.
Something happened.
I don't know. I just like that. Like, I remember, I have very fond memories of me and Necro playing it for hours, and especially like the 1v1s. We would do that with kids all throughout our neighborhood, and that was like the who's the best in the neighborhood kind of thing.
1v1 me in Killzone.
1v1 me in Killzone. That was like or it was 1v1 me in Killzone or play me in Yu-Gi-Oh at lunch. Like, that was like the ultimate, like, you can't beat me kind of moments for us.
So hard.
Well, we did get Yu-Gi-Oh banned though. Like, we played that way too much, and we had the cards way too much, and we would like trade them in class for some reason. Like, we were not smart about it. They got banned eventually. But Yeah, Killzone definitely has a spot in my heart because of that. It was like that and Halo were our first like, well, why don't you 1v1 me if you're so good kind of games. We got super competitive with one another with it. And I miss those days a lot.
I do too. Those like, I don't know, it was a different time. I didn't even have online during those times, so I would just have friends over and we'd do like the local multiplayer or local co-op and stuff, which is really fun. I wish more games had. I mean, there is still a lot, mainly like indie games, but pretty much all like the big games have gone away from local multiplayer and co-op and stuff. Everything's just online.
And for me, I miss LAN parties. I know you said that you and your friends have LAN parties, but I have not heard of one happening in a really long time in my area. And LAN parties were almost like gamers like get together. Like I made a lot of friends through LAN parties as a kid, especially like Diablo 3 or Diablo 2, not Diablo 3, Diablo 2 ones. Growing up, and like a buddy of mine, as my city's not very big, but a lot of my friends lived on the other side of town. Like I was friends via like my mom's work. Like our parents worked together, and it would always be like, hey, this Friday, like bring your computer over to my house. Like we're having like 5 kids over to play Diablo. And it would literally look like a little like row of like playing video game stuff, man. I miss those times. That like connection that video games had with kids. Like I didn't even have to know the kid that was next to me. I just knew he liked Diablo and that we were going to become best friends eventually. But I really do miss LAN parties. I do. I wished I could have
set it up, get it started. You can be the first guy.
I don't know. We have like a really good video game lab at the college. Right next to where I live.
Dedicated to video games?
Yeah, it's called the Video Game Lab. They have like Steam with like 1 million games downloaded onto it, and they have like rows of computers and rows of Xboxes and stuff.
That's cool. I wish my college had that.
Ours
tends to waste. F you, study.
Yeah, study.
Learn more.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess people meet at that one though. But yeah, I just like the aspect of LAN parties of being social, like not just through a microphone, but like meeting people, being social, learning. Like we said before, learning the cheat codes of games was a lot of like going into your local video store and like talking to the kid who has like a game that you like, and him telling you what the cheat codes were because he heard it or he read it in a magazine somewhere.
Yeah, those were weird times without the internet to look up cheat codes or like strategies, how to do things. Like you had to just like talk to people or figure out on your own. Or
it was archaic times. Also, finding out that kid lied to you about like,
dude, if you do this, you get this special ending, and then you do it, and you're like, what?
Yeah,
nothing's there. You lied to me.
His ass. But yeah, definitely an aspect I miss of the game. Also, I am a sucker for platformers. And I know I'm kind of cutting you off on the Killzone thing, but my second one is Ratchet and Clank.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
All of them, they're super good, and I don't know if they would even are they considered platformers. I'm pretty sure they are, like adventure-y kind of games. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I loved Ratchet and Clank. The weapons were super interesting. Every single game that came out for the PlayStation 2 ones, they had interesting, different guns. Every time you jumped in the game, the story was different. The guns were different, and those games hold really, really highly for me because they stand the test of time. I can go back to them and play them and still enjoy them. 1 to like, I think they have like 50 now. I can go through them each time and just be like, wow, these games are terrific. I love these games. They have a lot. There's a lot of Ratchet games. And they're all like weird innuendos too. Every single one.
They had one for the PSP that was pretty good too.
Well, I never even played a PSP one.
I forget what it was. They had that movie too, that Ratchet and Clank movie that came out.
Someone told me that's just like the first game.
Oh, in movie form?
Yeah, someone told me it's like I don't know, but the story was really good. I don't know how it was in the later ones, but I know Ratchet and Clank's story was pretty consistently good for at least the first 5 that I played through.
Yeah.
But Ratchet and Clank's another one. Super high fist of. I think it's called the Glove of Doom, where you just like throw out the little like guys that run around and blow up. Favorite gun in the game.
I thought you were gonna say Glover. Did you play an N64 game where you just like you just play as a little glove man and you like balance on little balls and stuff, and it's weird. It's kind of like I don't know. It kind of how you play it kind of looks like the not Super Mario. What is it? Mario 64. except
Mm-hmm.
as a glove.
Oh, I've never played that, but it
It's
sounds
weird.
interesting.
It's pretty cool. I don't know. I just thought about that. But anyway, my first one that I'm actually gonna do, Final Fantasy X.
That was on my list.
Yeah, I know it was on your list. So yeah, that's a super good one. One of the top Final Fantasy games in my opinion during the what we talked about last time, the golden years of Final Fantasy, which is
True.
7 through 10 are just perfect. This one's super good. The graphics just jumped up huge. Probably one of the best ones on PS2. Would you agree
Well,
with that? They're pretty good.
I would. It's my favorite.
Hmm.
Mechanically, I know people hate the sphere grid, and that's a huge reason why people are like, nope, it's not my favorite one because the sphere grid's terrible. But my favorite Final Fantasy character of all time is in that game, Wakka.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna be Walker.
I was even on a stream one day watching a guy play it, and I was like, oh yeah, man, why don't you have like Wakka playing? Because Wakka's trash, and like the whole there's probably like 60 people in it, and they were all like, yeah, Wakka sucks. He's like you can't even use him in the game, and I was like,
What?
what do you mean? I was like, I use him like he never leaves my party. But that was the first one
Yeah.
for me,
Mhm.
where every character that you got, like Kamari, Orin, Yuna, like Titus, like all of the characters were really interesting, and I liked them. There was no characters where I was like, just go away. Like
Honestly,
like it was the first one where I was like really, really loved every single character. There was no miss character for me.
And Riku and Lulu, I think, right?
Riku, Lulu, Wakka, Titus, Orin, Kamari.
Kamari's the
Yuna.
big like blue animal
Bonzo.
dude. Huh?
Well, and he's a Ronzo. It's like a
Yeah, yeah.
panther,
Yeah,
giant panther. But the thing too is there had like mini games in that, and oh my god, the ultimate weapons were extremely hard to get. Like the one on the Thunder Plains, I think it's you get Lulu's final weapon. You have to like run around the Thunder Plains and not get hit by lightning.
Uh-huh.
Like 100, like it has to strike, and it has to miss you 100 times.
Wow.
That's super hard, like unreasonably hard. And Blitzball,
Yeah, that
like,
was fun.
getting that shit team to be the best team takes so much time. I remember Necro getting super mad because he could not beat the final team. I think it's like the Ronzo team or something like that that you have to beat to win the game.
Maybe.
It might be the
I think they're
not
humans.
the Albed.
Yeah, not the
there's,
Albed,
like,
not the Ronzo. There's a human team that's like the best, I'm pretty sure.
is it, I can't remember who it is, but there's a couple of really, really hard matches of Blitzball in that game. Which I mean, I guess hard is a relative
Was
term.
it the Besaid Aurochs? No, that's
Aurochs, yeah.
Is that your team or is that the best team? No, that's your team.
We're the Luca goers.
Oh yeah, that's right. So maybe the Aurochs are the best one.
Because we suck. The Luca goers were terrible.
They just let it go.
You literally have to just drop everybody and fill from free agents, like on other teams. That's all you can do.
What?
Yeah, like well, you
Fired
can acquire other people onto your roster and that, and like Brother, the guy who pilots your ship, if you can get him, he's the fastest character in the game, or I think he's one of them, if not the fastest in Blitzball. And if you get him, it's a lot easier. It's just like that's like a good aspect though, like an add-on to the game. It's like not even supposed to be a huge part, but for me it was, and
It was life.
and the fact that Waka used a Blitzball to kill his enemies is metal, dude. That's like that's BA. He used blunt force trauma from a sports ball to defeat his enemies.
Yep.
Also, the best summon in the game, in that one, in my opinion, even though it costs money every time to summon him, Yojimbo.
Which one was that? Yojimbo?
Yojimbo is like the giant samurai with the dog,
Hmm.
and you have to give him money. Like you have to give him money for him to do damage, and however much money you give him is like he does like a crap ton of damage. I think you can give him like a lot of money, and he will destroy anyone. I remember I can't.
Yeah, I remember this guy.
He's tight. He's my favorite. I just use tight. That's
He's
like
weird
how
looking.
he is, but he's
Yeah,
the
who
same
says tight
size.
anymore?
Yeah, well, I used it because honestly, like the two words that we used, and it's gonna sound terrible, and like, please, audience, forgive me, is we said that's pimp or that's tight. That was like the two words that we said for like things were being cool.
During this time?
Yeah, during that
Yeah.
time period, it was
Yep,
tight or
that's
pimp.
right.
And Yojimbo was definitely tight. He was my favorite. And then Necro
Yojimbo.
really liked Bahamut. That was his
Oh
favorite.
yeah, that one's definitely good.
Oh, he was like just a devastator. But yeah, and also every character. People are gonna say Waka's trash, but I don't think Waka's trash. I think Waka has uses in him. He's very useful.
You're very defensive. You're
I am.
preemptively being defensive about it.
He's good against killing fires. It's just like Robo and Chrono Trigger. Robo has the best or has the best single. No, he might not be the best. I don't know as much about Chrono, but Robo has like the best line heal, like single target heals in the game, and he's also weak against nothing. So if anyone says Robo's like tier 1 for me, he's like the best character in the game. If you can kiss my butt about that, I get super mad about that. But anyways, I digress. Those games were awesome though. Final Fantasy X is awesome. If you have not played it, please go play it.
Mm-hmm.
One for me, and it's probably gonna be on your list, is Simpsons Hit and Run.
Oh yeah, I have that.
It's like a super simple concept, and I hate racing games. This is the first. It's not really racing, but like driving games
it's
in
like
general.
a casual racing driving. Yeah.
I hate them, and I think they're terrible typically. Like they're just super boring, and it's like, oh, like race this guy. Oh, you got to beat this guy. Oh, you got to unlock this new car. Like it feels very linear. But with the Simpsons Hit and Run, it benefits you to go around Springfield and like cause mayhem and find people and steal cars and unlock new characters and progress through the story, because like at only certain parts in the story can you unlock characters. And I love that game. I remember always driving around in a flying saucer that you get from beating I think it's beating the game, you get the flying saucer. But and everything had like speed, like Homer Simpson had like 80 different like cars because he's had every job in the world. I remember Mr. Plow. I used to use that a lot because you just shove everybody out of your way. But that game, I loved it, and I usually hate racing games, and that's why I have it on my list. It's terrific. It's fun. You can explore. The only other game that I can think of that would be on that level for me that's racing is Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition. And I really like that game too.
What's that game where you can like... I forget what it's called. Is it Burnout? No. I think it's something else. What's the game where like you... Maybe it is Burnout. Yeah, I think it is Burnout.
If you crash them?
Yeah, you crash and it goes to like the slow-mo and they're like rolling and exploding and stuff.
That's Burnout.
That's really cool. Yeah, Burnout was really cool. I think that was on PS2 and Xbox, right? The first ones?
Yeah.
Those are pretty cool.
I remember them. They were pretty cool. They were an interesting take on the driving game because like, you're just trying to destroy it. Like that's like your main goal.
Yeah, like that's more fun than just the racing, is the dying.
Well, I know on those NASCAR games, because I live in the Midwest where NASCAR is very big. What I would do, because I would always get those games for like Christmas, and I didn't really like them. Instead of racing, I would turn the car around and drive like towards the other cars and see if I could hit them like out of the out of the map. And that was always like I'd go like super fast, like boom, and knock them out.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's what I would do in those games. That's how I would make do with them. But yeah, that's like I said, only real racing game that I like a lot.
Simpsons Grand Theft Auto.
Simpsons GTA, exactly.
That was pretty good. One on my list is State of Emergency. That's a real good one. Yeah. So this one, I don't know. You're just riding against the government, and there's just masses of people running everywhere looting, and you have to fight back against the government with a bunch of kind of like an arcade style fighting, like beat 'em up type thing. But it's kind of like a Grand Theft Auto minus the cars. Grand Theft Auto on foot.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto, except no auto theft in it.
Yeah, no auto. Just not even any theft.
I didn't play that game a ton. I did run. I remember at Toys R Us they had like a free demo, but the demo was really, really long. And I remember sitting in like
level? Was it the mall level?
Yeah, I used to like sit there and be like, "Oh my god, like is this a demo or is this like the whole game? Did they put the whole game in here? I might just beat this here." Like I was like really thinking about it. But I remember playing that game briefly. But it's a good game, and
it's really good. Yeah, it's
especially for like a beat 'em up game, like in a later gen. Like, it was fun. It had good controls too. I remember that.
Yeah, the controls were good. Lots of different weapons. There's lots of different stages and like kind of like mission diversity and stuff. You have to like escort people, or you have to like smash up some stores, throw some Molotov cocktails in there, or assassinate people or steal stuff. It was cool.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
A lot of fun stuff going on there.
Uh, I'll let you go. I've
Okay.
already named another one.
Uh, I feel like you're gonna mention these, so maybe I won't say these ones. I'm gonna
Sam.
do. Oh, you want me to anyway?
Sam.
All
I
right, I'm
got
gonna do it
time.
anyway. Star Wars Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront
Yep.
2. Yeah, definitely on your list. Should be on everyone's list.
Everybody's.
Yeah, just amazing shooters. They nailed the setting of Star Wars. Um, the Galactic Conquest mode was a lot of fun. Online was a ton of fun. Um, oh yeah, I like that mode where you can have like all, like light. Was it Heroes mode or something?
Mm-hmm.
Where you get all the Jedi and all the like bounty hunters and everything. That was a ton of fun. But yeah, just super good. I have a lot of good memories playing these with friends.
Mm-hmm. And Battlefront for me, and I said it about on our disappointing podcast.
Yeah.
Those are what you should strive to be, because those are nowadays a late gen console, or what would it be like I wouldn't call them retro, but they're older, and when the older gen shits on the newer gen, when it comes to content and quality of the game, you have problems. Those games were phenomenal and way above their time in a lot of ways. And like I said,
Yeah.
if Battlefront 2 is anything like those, it'll be a phenomenal game. But that's where they should go back and look and play those games. Like, this is what it should feel like. This is what it should be like.
Yeah.
I love those games. Those are some of my favorite games of all time.
The Battlefront series has been like in all our videos. It was like upcoming games we're excited about is Battlefront 2, and then like we played Battlefront, the new one, and we were just so disappointed that it ended up in the disappointing games, and now it's like in our favorite games, like retro games. It just keeps coming back.
I did not know a kid who didn't have that game.
I know everyone had it, and it's still good. Everyone should just get it on Steam and play it.
Yeah, it's super good. I think didn't somebody make like a way of playing multiplayer on that?
Someone mentioned that recently, and I haven't tried it. But if they did, that would be awesome. Because
I would definitely.
That game would be way more fun than the new one. I think. Like
that
one had like big, massive battles, like walkers and tanks are meeting, and people are charging across fields and sieging fortresses. And this new one's like, it spawns you like 3 feet away from an enemy, and you just like die right in front of each other, fighting over control points on tiny maps.
Don't you what was I gonna say? Don't you have abilities in the second one to play as like Gungans versus droids, and then you could be Jawas versus the Sand People?
Yeah, there's special maps
and you can
like
even
that.
do Ewoks versus Stormtroopers. And for some reason, every time me and Necro and I would get on and play against the Ewoks, like, we're gonna tear these Ewoks apart, we would lose.
Yeah,
like,
the Ewoks are super strong. Like if you're gonna play the Stormtroopers, you gotta put in 110% effort.
Yeah, and they're like super short, and like all you see is them like raise up and throw a spear in you, and you die instantly.
Yeah, it's one hit spear. Yeah, no, that was serious business. Like you were putting in overtime if you're trying to play the Stormtroopers on that map.
Yeah, we used to get torn up on that, and I'd be like, dude, screw it. We just need to play we need to play Ewoks. Jawas were also super strong.
Yeah.
Because they had like those guns that just shot out like giant sprays of lightning.
Yeah, you'd think that the Tusken Raiders would have it easy with their rifles, but no, the Jawas just turn around a corner like one shot.
Yeah, that was a deceiving part of it. But I will say this too. One time, me and Necro were playing, and we laughed an hour, like a straight up hour after like this happened. We loved to kill the Gungans in that game. The Gungans, Jar Jar Binks is a travesty, right? Just a travesty. Well, we would play, and at one point in time, like we're whooping them, and all we hear is one like turn and run away, and it says "Misa gotta die," and it like just takes off. Dude, I laughed for so long about that. But we played a lot of that game. The space battles weren't bad in the second one either.
No, they were pretty interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, especially for like the console at the time, they weren't bad at all.
Yeah, I think they were good. Yeah.
Another really interesting one for me, and it's because like I say I hate fighting games, but I've had a fighting game on my list for like every single one. It's going to be Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, because the big problem I had as a kid with Mortal Kombat is like it lacks story. Like it tells you the same basic BS. Like it's you have to win the tournament or else you're all gonna die. Or if you don't win the tournament, like or if you don't win the tournament, like Earthrealm gets destroyed. Like after like the first 3, I was like, I'm tired of hearing about this. And then they had the Conquest mode, which starts with a K, of course. And you had like a story mode where you ran around and you did missions and you learned abilities and you got better at the game and you learned the lore of the game, which they actually made a deep, extensive lore for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I really do think that game was fantastic. That's probably my favorite Mortal Kombat game, and I played more of the Conquest than any kind of like versus mode or anything like that. We unlocked and also the 3 weapon forms styling that they came out with, like where it was like Raiden used karate, then like Hapkido, and then he would like pull out like a spear or a sword or something like that. I think he used a staff, but I thought that like 3 styles kind of concept was really interesting in Mortal Kombat 2, and I wish they would bring it back.
But what do you think of the Mortal Kombat movie, though?
I owned both of them on VHS.
Oh, really?
I watched them until the tapes broke.
Wow.
I loved
dedication.
Them. I'm actually considering going as Raiden for Halloween this year. So
do it.
Raiden. Okay. Funny story. We had a little get-together tournament, and when the newest Mortal Kombat came out, or not the newest. Oh God, I'm old. MKX came out. So that's like what 2009. It was a while ago. Or no, not 2009. It was like 2010 or 11. Well, that game came out, and Raiden's abilities are very, very, very similar to hit the button combinations of the last game, or like all the games before him. And I have those memorized. I can tell you them right now. Left, right, X. He does his little like zip towards you. Down, back, B. He or up, down, B. He teleports. Like I know his moves still. And I remember we were like, we all decided like, hey, the new Mortal Kombat's coming out. How about we do a tournament where we don't know the game? Like we get the game, we open up, we do a tournament, we see who's best. I whooped everyone. Because Raiden was the exact same, and everybody else was like picking new characters, and I'm like, I'm gonna pick the guy I've played since the first one, and I whooped him. But yeah, I don't know. Mortal Kombat's one fighting game series. I know I'm contradicting myself now. Now that I'm thinking about it, Mortal Kombat's that one series that I've always kind of been interested in, but I didn't play the new one because I thought the characters were really generic, except the ones that they'd add in like Jason Voorhees and Leatherface and like the Alien and the Predator, and so I thought those were cool. But like the characters the new characters they put in that were like actually in the story, not that good, my opinion. Did you ever play that game though?
No, I think I've only played Mortal Kombat like in an arcade a few times.
What?
Yeah, I have never owned one.
I mean, I guess. Well, you're not very big on fighting games either, though.
No, not really.
I've
only owned a few.
Yeah. I own the Mortal Kombats and then Street Fighter Turbo maybe.
I think I played more Soul Calibur.
Bros. Soul Calibur.
Oh yeah, Smash Bros definitely like is the main one, and then probably Soul Calibur after that.
I would say Smash Bros, then MK, and then probably Street Fighter is like really, really low on that list. Like right. Super low.
So I'll do one next. I'm gonna introduce. I think I'm gonna do 2 like right back to back kind of and talk about them. But Medal of Honor Frontline, just because that was super good at the time. It has that D-Day level that's like straight out of Saving Private Ryan, which is awesome. Just a really cool game. And then I don't know, Medal of Honor had that, and then it had Rising Sun, I think was pretty good. The D-Day level, not D-Day, Pearl Harbor level was cool in that. But then you got the Call of Duty come out, and they just like raised the bar above Medal of Honor a lot more. Just made the game like more cinematic. You had what do you have? The Russians, the British, and the Americans. Really cool. Tighten the controls up. I don't know. I like that it put like name tags over the people. So you'd just be like, there'd be just a random guy and it'd just be like Private Johnson. You'd be like, Private Johnson, no! And then he'd just get blown up by an artillery, just mowed down. I don't know. Yeah. It just made it funnier, them having the little names on them.
Well, and a lot of people don't realize up until like I don't know. I played Call of Duty Black Ops. That's like when I stopped. And Call of Duty Black Ops, like all the Call of Duties up until Black Ops had terrific stories.
No, yeah,
like amazing
really
stories.
Now they're kind of meh.
Well, and then even the ones back then, they had super good stories. My favorite is probably World at War.
World at War was good, yeah.
Or no, probably I take it back. Modern Warfare, like the first one, that's like in my opinion like one of the top games of like time for me. I beat
time
of time, like of all time. Sorry, because that I probably beat that game.
Yeah, I played that so much.
I probably beat the story mode like 2 or 3 times,
And then
and I
so
played
much
the multi.
online. Yeah.
Yeah, I played the multiplayer till I was like prestige like
Yeah.
6. So like I don't know,
Yeah.
I love those games, and I actually got into Modern Warfare very late in the game. I got it maybe 6 months before World at War came out, and then I played it while I played World at War. I played both of them equally, and they took up most of my time. And my grades went from like B's to like C minuses
And
because
you
I
have
would
Call
play.
of Duty to thank for that?
Yeah, Call of Duty and Halo. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna be a super competitive gamer one day. Like I had over 1,000 ranked matches in Halo 3 at one point in time. So I played way too much.
But yeah, just wanted to talk about those two,
Mm-hmm.
where the transition between them. And then Call of Duty came around. Medal of Honor was not able to ever make a comeback, really. It made that game in like, when was that? I forget. I don't know,
think it was in high
2006,
school.
7, I don't know,
Yeah.
something around there. But it was not good. What was it, Warfighter or something?
Yeah,
Had like
they
the Afghanistan War or something in it. I don't know.
tried to
Something.
copy.
Yeah, they tried to be it, but then not good at all.
They What they should have done, and it's what a lot of gaming companies need to do when they meet a competitor who slightly outmatches them in a certain aspect. They need to find an aspect that they are good at and hone it, and then work on everything else as well. Because what Warfighter was, in a lot of the Medal of Honors after Call of Duty took the title, like the crown of being the superior World War II or Modern Warfare shooter or whatever you want to call it.
Just any shooter.
Yeah, they tried to
emulate.
be. Yeah, they tried to be something they weren't, and like that's yeah, they just try to be something they weren't, and that's why the series isn't around anymore. Is they try to be like a copy of it, and it'd be like, oh well, our game comes out 6 months after Call of Duty, and it's not as good multiplayer wise, and the story is just dreadful. So that's what, in my opinion, did them in definitely.
For sure.
And I will add into this shooter talk, and I don't know if you've played this game, but SOCOM,
No.
Navy SEALs, it was
Maybe.
super, super hard, but also super customizable. I remember playing with my uncle. My uncle is like 15 years older than me. So I remember playing with my uncle, and like it was difficult. Like you had to like switch out your gear packs. Like you could have an extra smoke grenade, or you could have a pistol instead. And like there's a lot of decision making skills, and you were a squad. And like if you get shot once, like if you even get like nicked, like you're down.
Yeah.
And it was a hard game, and yet it was kind of reminding me of what is it? Hardline's the newest one.
What?
Rainbow Six kind of reminded me of Rainbow Six, but like different in a lot of ways. Because
Yeah,
it
I
was
see
super
that.
custom. It was super customizable. The gear was really important. You could actually play to a certain play style. I know I used a shotgun a lot because I just open a door and shoot and hopefully hit somebody. That was usually my strategy. But the game was awesome. It was interesting. I hadn't played Rainbow Six before, so this was my first experience with something like that.
Like a tactical shooter like this?
Yeah, a tactical shooter game, and I loved it. It was terrific.
Let me see. Is this the one that I had? I have one of these, I think. Like a really early one. And
Navy SEAL SOCOM 4 is the one I'm thinking of.
4, okay. I think I had like the first one, and it kind of looked like butt.
Yeah, I know that they were pretty successful games because they had like a dedicated community to them where people wanted to play that serious. If you get shot once, you're down kind of style game.
Actually,
compared to the
no,
run
it
around
doesn't
and
look that
shoot of
bad.
others.
Maybe I had like a knockoff one. I had like some crappy knockoff one that was awful. Because this looks better than what I'm remembering. I don't know what I was playing.
Well,
I don't know what lie they sold me on.
why? But yeah, that game stood out to me. It was actually really, really good. Not a lot of people I knew played it though. I always played with my uncle, and he was like a lot older. That might have been why. Probably age difference.
Probably. You good on that one?
Yeah, I'm good on that one. That one, I don't have much to say about that one. I just thought I would say it because it's a pretty good game. I played it a lot. I'm trying
Next
to.
one is Shadow of Rome. That was a cool one. It's like a gladiator fighting game with like crazy battles. There's like chariot battles. There's all kind of like different things in here. It was pretty gory actually too. Like you could cut people's arms off and then use it as a weapon or something, or like swing an axe and cut them in half, and it would like pop up with like different like little like combo things that you did, and it would have like, I think red volcano is one. You like cut someone in half and it was just like their legs were walking around and it was spraying blood. It was crazy. It was anarchy. It was amazing. It also had like a stealth portion too. You played as like Octavianus, which is Julius Caesar's nephew, I think, and you like had to uncover who murdered him or something. So I had like an interesting plot there, and then the main character was just like kicking butt in the Colosseum the whole time. It was cool. It was interesting, and the controls were really cool. But yeah, I just remember the battles just being ridiculous because you could like cut off someone's arm, and then because like the weapons break mid combat, so like their weapon would break and they'd like pick up their own arm and try and kill you with it. It was
That's
intense.
wild.
I know, yeah, it was intense. There needs to be something else like this coming out.
Well, and that's interesting. Rome is a time period that I'm really interested in with video games. Like Rome Total War and Rome Total War 2 are really good.
Yeah, for sure.
That one game, I think, what's it called? Is it called like Legion or Rise? Son of Rome?
Rise, Son of Rome. I actually like that. I thought that was, the graphics are crazy on it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad game. I know that a lot of people expected a lot more out of it, but
I bought it for like $5 on sale way after it came out. So I was more than happy with it for $5.
Yeah, I definitely. One second.
Maybe for 60 I wouldn't have been as excited, but I think for $5 it was worth it, and the graphics were really cool.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, I love the Roman time period, and they don't. So it's really like an untouched market. Like they don't really. I'm trying to think.
There hasn't been a lot of like huge games.
Yeah.
Like this.
So. I was thinking the same thing. I don't really see much done with it. Age of Mythology though. No, that's Greek. Usually they go to Greek. Like I'm trying to think and I can't find one.
What had it? Empire Earth had a Roman campaign. Wasn't there a Roman campaign in the first Age of Empires?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I'm a big fan of Age of Empires. Age of Empires 3.
So the first one had a Rome one.
Yeah, and then all I can think of that were like actually like straight up dedicated to Rome was Total War and Total War 2. Like really good games. Those games are fantastic.
Oh, why don't I have that game over here? I just thought of another one that was really cool for PS2. Was Spartan Total Warrior. Did you play that one ever?
No, it sounds amazing.
Rome is in that one too, but you're just like a badass Spartan dude, and it would have like it's kind of like a third person fighting-y type game, but you'd have like cool god powers too mixed in. And there's like so many enemies on the screen at once fighting, and you'd have to, like, Rome was attacking Greece and you had to like fight your way through like millions of Romans. It was pretty cool. That was a really fun game. I just thought about that one because we're talking about Rome. That one was cool.
Another one that this is kind of out of left field because it doesn't have much to do with that kind of game style. It was a revolutionizing game that we will probably not ever get the third one of, but that's going to be Kingdom Hearts. Like, that game, okay, as a kid, I saw it and was like, that looks like, you're in that, like, it came out when I was like, I think 11 or 12, and I was in that, like, weird stage of, like, I don't know what being mature is, but I need to be it. So I was like, I don't want to play as Winnie the Pooh, or I don't want to fight alongside Winnie the Pooh. That's stupid. That game looks dumb. And then like I kind of slowly I really want to play that game. Like I think I'm gonna get that game. And I played through it with Necro. Necro is a master of the series, and I take back everything bad I ever said about it as a kid. Those games, they're like revolutionizing. Nobody ever thought of doing something like that, and they did it, and they did it super well. The third one's probably not ever coming out. I'm sorry to anybody who really wants to see it or wants to play it. We've been waiting for forever. I don't know. Kingdom Hearts 2 came out when the PS2 was still
it was
relevant.
PS2 days.
So, and then I know that I haven't played these ones, but they came out with a bunch of like mini, like 1.5.
There's one for like Game Boy Advance or something like that. I forget. And like Chain of Memories, I think, is one for like Game Boy Advance.
They do a bunch of like side story ones where like characters that you would normally not see in the series are in it, which I don't know. I don't like the series that much to play those ones. I've heard they're actually pretty good, but I want to see the fourth or the third one come out. I'm really hoping that it comes out before I'm in
There's
retirement.
been so many more Disney movies too that they could throw in. Because is it Disney and stuff? It is, right?
Disney.
So you'd
And
get
Star
like
Wars is
Moana in
technically
there. You'd have like Frozen in there. You'd have a bunch of the newer ones.
Brave.
Yeah, you'd get Brave in there. What else is
You do
coming out?
Lilo and Stitch.
Star Wars is Disney. You just have Star Wars in there.
There's
You
unlimited.
have Marvel in there. Just put everything in there. Disney owns everything there.
Very similar thing to Final Fantasy X with that game too was that it there was side things to do, side weapons to get,
Hannah
and things
said
like
Tangled.
that.
Tangled would be
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah, Tangled. Tangled's a good one.
Yeah.
But tons of games or tons of things to do on the side. Like I remember fighting Sephiroth in that game. I never beat him. Necro beat him after years of playing it. But I never beat him. I always got
didn't beat
whooped.
it. Yeah, I rented it, and then he just whooped my ass until I had to return the game.
It's like if you miss, like if you get hit twice by his attack, you're dead. You could be like maxed out, full health in the game.
And I think like I almost beat him. I don't know, like the last stage, and like the game froze, and I was just like, nope, that's it. It's going back now.
Yeah.
I was like, no, it's going back to the store now.
And also,
Blockbuster.
almost like past this part, but like their summon system was like super cool. Like it was like, oh, like they weren't always aggressive, like damage dealing kind of ones, like Simba was, like Mushu was, like there were some that actually like were just flat out helped you fight, but others were very inclined to just be like, oh, like this guy, like I think it was Dumbo. No, not Dumbo. Somebody flies around and drops health for you, or like drops like or boost your stats or something like that. And that person was like way more useful than just about any of them. It was like the one I always used. But that aspect was pretty cool about it too. You could like summon. God, I can't think of. There was a million of them that you could summon though. You could like summon Jiminy Cricket. No, I don't think you could actually. There was Dumbo, Mushu, Winnie the Pooh, Simba. There was like a million of them. Like, you could summon like any Disney thing ever, and they were all pretty useful. There was very rarely one that wasn't good at all and that you never used.
Yeah, I just liked like the movie tie-ins and stuff. Like I liked the Nightmare Before Christmas storyline. That was really good. The Hercules one was super good. What else was in there? Mulan was in the second one. That was pretty cool.
They actually had a good water level.
Oh yeah, that was the
It
Little Mermaid.
It wasn't terrible.
Yeah,
it was
that was
good.
not bad. Yeah, I was scared when I got. I was like, no, don't make this a water level.
I know. Legend of Zelda, man, that they ruined water levels for me. Donkey Kong ruined water levels for me. Like I never trusted.
Ocarina of Time. The water temple was hard in that one.
Yeah, well, I had
I got my friend to help me get through that one. I was like, this is tough.
Well, a good friend of mine, I was talking to him one time, and I was like, yeah, man, I hate water levels. Like, the Ocarina of Time one was terrible. And he's like, actually, that was the easiest one. And I was like, I'm going to smack you. You better shut up lying to me.
That's the easiest
like
one ever?
It's the hardest one ever. It's like one of the hardest parts of a game ever.
Yeah.
Like, even in, like, the HD remake ones that they did, they like, made the color schemes and stuff. Like, they, like, color coordinated the ways of getting around it because it was so hard initially.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely would. Water levels ruined me. But that one had an interesting water level that was really fun. Also, Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie had terrible water levels.
They're hard to do.
They are.
They're hard to do right.
It's because it's like your floating animation the whole way through the level, which the game's interface is made to, like, you don't float, you fall fast. So, like, it's weird. Like, you sink really slowly, and you have to continue to press A.
Exactly. Yeah, just to stay up, you have to keep pressing it. It just is tiresome.
Yeah, it's like I don't know.
You move all slow. It's annoying.
And then, God forbid, if there's any kind of like a breath system, because you run out and you're trying to go up and you like die like 2 seconds before you hit air or something. Yeah. You're just like, no, like you're super upset. But Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 definitely deserve like a lot of notoriety because of what they did and how they changed. Yeah. They made like, I don't know, you can never do that genre again. Like you never be like, okay, let's take a bunch of Cartoon Network cartoons and have this guy go through their world and play. Like it'd be fun, but it's just an interesting concept that no one has ever done before.
Yeah, I thought it was really weird too, just mixing Final Fantasy and like Disney stuff when it came out. I was like, that's weird. How is that even going to be good? But you can't doubt Square Enix because they'll just turn around and make an epic game out of it.
Yeah, they'll just be like, oh, well, we proved you wrong. Just like Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy's name is because it was like the last game they were going to do. They're like, well, we flopped. Like, let's make this final one and hope it takes off. And here we are, like some billion-dollar company now.
I will say about the second one that it started off super slow. Like that town part like dragged on a really long time. Yeah, like it was like hours in that town. I was like, come on, let's just get to the game now.
Yeah, I know it's done. Let's be done with this. I played really the first one.
Yeah.
Well, and for me, the learning curve on the first boss of the first game was super hard because you know what screws you over the hardest in Kingdom Hearts? The camera.
Yeah.
The camera is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I would get super upset about it. And I think I'd be better now. But when I first played it, no, there's no way. I hated the camera angles of it. But I actually, being a kid and like, you get a game, you got to commit to it because your mom's not going to buy you another one for a couple months.
Yeah.
I committed to it. And I definitely played through it. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts needs some notoriety. At least in my opinion, it does.
Yeah, I know that back then is like when you got like a $60 like new game or something, even if it ended up not being that good, you're just like, well, I got this game. I'm not going to go in for a while, so I'm just going to like buckle down and power through this thing. Even if it sucks, I'm going to like play it all the way to the end. Yeah,
you're just like, oh, I got to play it. Like, for me, a game that was like that, and like looking back on it now, it's totally a game that I would play. But Guitar Hero.
Mm-hmm.
I teased Guitar Hero super hard when it came out. I was like, it's dumb. It's like Dance Dance Revolution with a guitar. My mom got it for me for Christmas, and I could not leave it I couldn't be like, oh, like I'm protesting this game. I was like, I'll play it once, and I'll tell my mom that I don't know. She even got me the little guitar with it and everything. I play it. I fell in love with that game. I played this series up until like Guitar Hero 3 like religiously. It would come out, I would beat the game on up. I think I would get up to like hard difficulty before I would get tired of like playing only that game. I would beat the game all up until hard, and then I would like wait for the new one to come out. And I think I played it till like Guitar Hero 3. Let me click on the thing real quick. I'm like almost 100% sure it's Guitar Hero 3.
The last time I played that at an arcade somewhere with Hannah. Through the Fire and Flames, Bernichua.
Through the Fire and Flames. That's a sick song, Bernichua. Boom.
Yeah, I played that with Hannah recently on an arcade, and that was super fun. Did like co-op there.
That also opened up a whole new genre. Rock Band came out. I never played much Rock Band, but I heard Rock Band was pretty good. What was I going to say? There was another one that came out. I forgot all about it.
What? Rock Band?
No, it's
along those same lines. I mean,
yeah, it was like a super good game.
Is there a singing? Was it a singing one or more instruments?
Their Dance Dance Revolution was on the PS2.
Oh, yeah. I actually had that. Yeah,
and I was really good at Dance Dance Revolution.
I had like a birthday party. How long ago? I don't know. Several years ago. I guess like 4 years ago. Well, it was right after I met Hannah actually. But I had that, and I whipped that out. And we did like old PS2 DDR with these old ass songs at my party. That was pretty fun.
I was never a dancer.
An American Idol game. It's interesting.
But you get me on Dance Dance Revolution. You can bring your crew, and me and the Revolution will take them on. Because like I went to the arcades and played, man. I would need a towel and be like, because I was really fat growing up. I'd be like, I didn't need a towel because I was like sweating so much.
They touted it as like exercise though, didn't they? Like
they
told you like how many calories you supposedly burned. I think.
Yeah, I lost weight on it. I was a dancing machine, and now I can't dance at all. I went to a wedding this weekend, and I don't remember, but I danced for like 5 hours. They said, which I bet that was a sight because I can't dance at all. But yeah, I don't know. It was Dance Dance Revolution's super fun because it was like the last hurrah for arcades, at least in my area. They died pretty quickly after that game
Yeah.
fell out of the limelight.
So I'll do another one. So one of the big RPGs that I like on the system is Suikoden 3, which I mentioned the first two on PS1, I think, and recommended. I think you jotted it down as a game to play last time. But it's super cool. It's the one that I was talking about last time where it has like 108 different characters that you can like optionally recruit throughout the story. And the story's super cool in this. The way the combat's cool. You can like pair up different people and they kind of like work together, and you can put some people together and they like ride beast or something, or horse. That's pretty cool. And it has like 3 different story arcs that you have to like play them all, but there are kind of like opposing forces. Like one is like a mercenary for this army that's coming in and like conquering everything, and then one's a defending army, and one's like this grassland tribe people. It's really cool how all the story comes together. Super good RPG. So
I never got to play that one, but I really want to play that one. Like that's really on my list.
I would recommend it. It's super good.
I'm looking at this listing now because there's a lot that I have missed. Goblin Commander for me was terrific. I know it's like an unknown game in a lot of people's, but it was like an RTS game on the PS2, and it handled really well. And there was 4 factions. There was Stonebreakers, which were goblins that were big, like tough guys that like knock, like they were big bruisers. They didn't use any elements or anything like that. There was like Stormbringers, which they used like lightning and all sorts of like storm moves on people in the RTS, and they were like quick hitting and like fast to pull out. I didn't just say that. Then you had the fire ones.
That was their strategy.
Yeah, the fire ones were to devastate everything. They made it to where like they destroyed resources and made it to where like you couldn't use anything anymore. And then my favorite ones were the plague bringers, and they just got everybody sick. Like they gave everybody the common cold, and they would die eventually. So that game was terrific. I remember actually Necromance got it for me for my birthday, and I was like, man, I don't really like RTS games on consoles. They're really bulky and weird, but I loved that one. That one was super good, and I always kind of hoped that they would have done a second one, but they never did.
So sad.
Mm-hmm.
Another one on mine is Soul Reaver 2. I'm a huge fan of this series. You know, I talk about that all the time on here. But yeah, the voice acting again in this one, super good. Combat is really good. A lot better than the first one. The first one, was that like PS1? I think I talked about that.
First one's PS1.
Yeah. So that one's pretty old. This one is a lot better. Defiance came out on this too. I rented that. I didn't actually buy it. But Defiance was super good, and you actually switch back and forth playing like the usual protagonist, which is like Raziel, and then Kane, which is the bad guy. You can play as him too. And there's a lot of time travel in it, and like it's really interesting. It's all about like vampires and stuff. So like, and even in this, I forget which one it is. It's either in Defiance or in this one, but you have to go back and fight yourself as a human, I think, like before you were a vampire, and you have to kill yourself.
Oh man,
that's really weird.
What a twist! That's like an M. Night Shyamalan level twist.
And you're like back, and you're just like, calm down. I don't want to kill you. I am you. And he's just like, get out of here, vampire. I'm gonna kill the hell out of you.
And I remember playing those games. I remember playing the PS1 one a lot more than the PS2 one. But I've heard from a lot of people that the PS2 one is superior to the PS1 one, and story-wise even.
Just like the graphics, definitely the gameplay mechanics, the voice acting is on par. That's always been good. I think the quality of the puzzles and stuff went up a little bit. But yeah, solid games. I would recommend it. They're usually on sale on Steam for like $5 for like the whole collection or something. So pretty good.
I would pick that up for $5. one for me, and this is my last one. I tried to keep my list kind of small. Is definitely Tony Hawk's Underground. I actually have one more
Yeah.
if you don't say it, but
Okay.
Tony Hawk's Underground was the first big step in Tony Hawk to go for story. I love to skateboard as a kid. It was one of my favorite things to do. I was never very good. You guys can check out my Instagram. I actually posted a video of me skateboarding on there, and I landed a varial kickflip, like second, or I'd give a couple tries, but I love skateboarding, and that was one of my hobbies that I could do on a video game, and I loved it. It was, like I said, it was one of the more story-driven ones. It's when they started to care more about story instead of just like, oh, well, you have to do this many challenges. They actually did both, and it's probably, in my opinion, the best of the Tony Hawk games. You can make the claim that American Wasteland was the best, but I would stand firm in saying
I
Underground.
think the story of American Wasteland was nowhere near as good.
Yeah, I really, really did prefer. And then Skate came out, and I sucked at Skate.
I never actually played that. Wasn't it supposed to be harder or more realistic or something?
It was way harder.
I think it was Tony Hawk's Underground 2, but at our local like Game Crazy, I did a tournament there, and I won it and got a shirt for it.
What?
I should find that. Yeah, I won a Tony Hawk Underground 2 like gaming tournament.
How'd you win?
I was proud. I don't know. I just did it.
You showed up.
I was
ready to go.
You said you did you always did your street thing to do like the
I would
bonus
just
combo at the end.
I would
But
manual
like
vert. Kickflip.
I just
manual
found like a
kickflip.
half pipe and was like whoa, 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 doing all like the what is it, melons or something, melon grabs, doing all those.
That's
those
pretty
price
awesome.
airs. But yeah, I got a shirt. I should find it. It's somewhere.
You should wear it still.
I should proudly.
You should go to like Chili's on Friday night and just be like, "What's up, dude?" Like Tony Hawk.
Before me, I want a really old
for
skateboard.
free.
Yeah.
I'm a
just come
global celebrity. Like
it's going just like we saw the shirt. Your meal is on us. We respect.
Yeah,
this.
I was ranked number 8 on the East Coast at one point in time, boys. Like I'm one of the best that's ever been. You can make that claim. The only thing I ever did competition-wise is I used to go to the Toys R Us and play in the Pokemon leagues and win, like the card games. I would whoop people's asses in that.
That's cool. I did a NFL Street tournament at Game Crazy 2, and I got destroyed. I got destroyed like first game.
What game was it? Sorry, I spaced.
NFL Street football game.
Oh, yeah.
That was like my favorite football game though, because
It was super fun.
It didn't take itself seriously at all. It was a lot of fun.
Well,
that's not on my list, but it was for PS2, so I mean we can talk about it.
It's a pretty good game. I remember the Eagles were not the best at that time, so I did not like NFL Street because Donovan McNabb. Well, no, they were good because I think that was the year they had Donovan McNabb and Terrell
They were
Owens.
pretty good, I think.
They were pretty decent.
They were good.
They went to the Super Bowl in that time period. I know that, and we lost. But that's the story of the Eagles.
Making your own team was kind of hard to like. You start off and they do not have enough stats to be very competent. If you do like the league mode in this game, my team was like getting crapped on. I was just like, I put all my points in my quarterback. You just do everything, or like running back, and I would just like try and run it each time, and that was like the only thing I could do.
Well,
but,
and
yeah.
I liked Blitz more, NFL Blitz, because that game was like all you would do is like you'd get a tackle and you'd run up and like pick your guy, like the enemy team's quarterback, and like slam him on his head a whole bunch, and like that's all you would do. I loved that game. I actually really liked the NCAA football games, like Create Your Champion, and I know that started in the PS2. You like create your player, you'd like play like games in high school. Or you do like these drills, and then like so you'd see if the good teams or the bad teams wanted you, and that was like I don't know that I played a lot into that, and I would like
was it
play
from like a player's perspective or a team perspective?
Yeah, you would be a single player on the field.
Wow.
So like if you were like a running back or something, I would always play running back. That's what I played in football, and what it would be like is if you don't get the ball, like you would like block, or you would be like something. You would do something on the field, and when you weren't on the field, it would simulate the time. So it was actually
very interesting.
Weren't super long. They were great games.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And if you weren't good at the game, you would get offered by schools that like weren't so good. And like the state that you start in would depend on like your first offers. Like say I live in Indiana. and like the smaller schools in Indiana, like Ball State and like some other smaller ones would offer you first, like the ones that are not so good. And then if you get like really good, like Ohio State will like teams from like other states will start wanting you. And then if you're really good, every team will want you, and you can go wherever you want.
That's pretty cool. I haven't heard of a game like that where you're just like specifically one player on the team. That's cool.
Yeah, you could be any position too. You could be like a punter, and like all you do is punt the ball. Like when it's time to punt, boom. Yeah. And I think the point of the game though is to like be like the Heisman champion and stuff though. So like you're supposed to be like the best player in football, and it's pretty hard to do that as a punter.
Yeah.
You got to be a really good punter to do that. But yeah, those games, it started off with that. I played them up until Xbox 360 when they stopped making them, and I love those games. They were terrific.
Another one that I like is a third-person shooter here. That's Freedom Fighters.
That's a good game.
Which, okay, you know that one. Okay. But yeah, it has a really cool story, and it's kind of like, what's that movie called where, like, who is it? Like the Russians take over, and there's like the Wolverines fighting
Red
back.
Dawn.
Red Dawn. It's kind of like Red Dawn.
Great movie.
So yeah, like in this one, it is the Russians in this one, but the Russians take over New York, and you're kind of like, you're a plumber. You're kind of like Mario, but with guns. You're like Gun Mario, and you have to try and like organize a resistance, and you have to like go out and recruit people, and like it raises your resistance level, and you can get more and more people on your squad and stuff, and it's really cool. I really like that game. I don't really have that much more to say. Did you have more on your list? I think you said you had more. I have one more. I have a bunch, but it would be quick to go through, and I think you could chime in on a couple of them as well.
So. Okay, you go ahead.
Oh,
we'll see if mine's on that list. It should be. It should be.
Was it these two?
Yes, that's actually the one I was going to name. Yeah.
All right. Do you want to talk about it? Because I have like other ones, so you can talk.
They are amazing. Like, never in my life has there been so much controversy. Well, Mortal Kombat had some, but Grand Theft Auto, I knew kids. There were kids in my classes in grade school that their parents would not let them own those games.
The hot coffee mod, though, that was controversial.
What was the hot coffee mod?
That was where, like, there was like
prostitution and stuff.
Well, yeah, there was like prostitution, and there was like sex with your girlfriend and stuff, but it would like fade to black, and they would just be awkward noises.
Oh, I know.
The Hot Mafia, like, they actually put that into the game, but they just like disabled it, and that just like turned it on, so you could like see it. And
oh god.
Yeah, I never did that, but apparently that was like a big deal because it was like they put this in the game, and it's just like it's easy to turn it on.
Yeah, I never did anything like that, but I know
I didn't do anything like that either.
Well, and the thing is,
I'm just saying that was a big controversy that
it was.
People were pissed
you could
about.
explore in that game and the cheat codes, like the cheat codes and running around and shooting up like other gangs, like in San Andreas and stuff.
Oh yeah, I love that.
That was like a whole
like the territory wars was a lot of fun to me. That was super cool.
Just like I don't know the ability to roam and do whatever and earn money and things like that. That was just like above and beyond its time. Like owning houses, like they're different cars that went different speeds, a different handling that they never told you about. I swear they were all different. They were just terrific. I really did enjoy those games.
Yeah, for sure. They're great games.
Countless hours on them. Vice City was probably my favorite.
I like the story of Vice City, I would have to say.
Yeah, Vice City's story and then San Andreas gameplay. Because San Andreas
I
was
agree with that.
Yeah, San Andreas, you could like pump iron and like then you could learn karate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you
San Andreas, the stat boosts were very interesting. And I remember people like only liked you if you were a certain thing, and there was like one chick that only liked you if you were fat or something, so you had to like eat a bunch of cheeseburgers and stuff.
And get sick. You go you just
and it like visually changed you, like you'd have like a pot belly and stuff.
Yeah. I remember that too. I used to play the crap out of that. San Andreas, I grew up in a questionable neighborhood, and I got San Andreas 3 days before it was supposed to release.
Wow.
Yeah, it's Joe Rogan experience. Joey Diaz talked about it, and this is how I knew I grew up in like a pretty rough area, because he was like, there's always that guy that like during the holiday season or during like a certain time period, like he shows up in his van and he's like lets everybody in the neighborhood know that he's got this that he's trying to get rid of for a lot cheaper than what it is worth. And it's always like, as a kid, I never realized that the guy had to have done something illegal to get it. I just remember we were playing basketball at the park, and this is how dumb I was. We knew him. I'm not going to say his name, but we knew him, and he was like, hey boys, a new Grand Theft Auto game? We were like, yeah. He's like, I got a box full of them. Tell your parents, or he's like, get $10 from your parents, I'll sell you. Dude, and my parents are really, really laid back with violent video games. Like I've said it before, they were my babysitter. Like video games were my babysitter. As long as I was quiet, like we're good. So I told my mom, and what my mom did was walked over there, bought 2, one for me and one for Necro. And I remember like me and Necro, because like our street was like this, like the park is closer to his house and mine is all the way down the road, but he has to go like that way to get to his house. We like met at the intersection after getting the game, and I was like, I'll see you tonight. And he was like, yeah. And we just like went away. Like we just like walked home. And I remember we were playing it, and I came back to his house, and I was like, did you play any of the story modes? He's like, 1 mission. And then I found a gun, and I just started shooting it up places. And I'll never forget that. We got it so much earlier than anybody else. And like I didn't tell a soul because I was really worried that like a cop was going to like confiscate it or something from me. But yeah, that game was fantastic. I remember the first mission too, you got to like ride a bike. Like your bike's like
that
right
was
next
cool.
to your
That was like
house.
a brand new thing in that game.
Yeah.
I never had bikes before. Yeah. Had like little mopeds and stuff in Vice City. But yeah, bikes were super cool. Yeah, that was a super... Have you ever seen that video? Like someone broke down... you remember that mission? Like it's one of the first ones where you have to go like order fast food with everyone, and Big Smoke has that like ridiculously long order where he's like, I'll have 2 number 9s, a number 14, a number 12 without fries. Or like he has like goes on and on. Someone like tried to like deduce like what that order was, and it was just like crazy.
Yeah,
It was an interesting video.
I remember like going and like your character would be hungry and stuff like that. Like you had
you'd
to
have to eat. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to get food, and then like I remember I pumped iron, and like I got really upset at the game though because I wasn't buff the first time I lifted weights. Like I was like, I expected to have muscles.
I lifted weight one time. Why am I not buff? That's how it works in real life.
I always made my guy like super buff, and like he'd just be super buff with a huge afro. That was always like my character. But that game was super good, super customizable, and the story was good, but fuck that stupid train mission.
Oh, that first one where like the gangsters on top and you're driving along with like Big Smoke on. Who was it? It wasn't Big Smoke. It was the other guy. Was it Big Smoke?
I think Big Smoke's in it though. He's in the vehicle, but the other guy's in the side, like the passenger seat.
Shooting. I forget that
You
guy's
let
name.
the train get
the dude
away,
with the hat and
CJ.
the glasses. Yeah, that was so annoying. I hated that.
Super
Who
upset.
played
Like,
that? I saw someone playing it recently. It was either Critical or Donkey or someone was playing it, and it was like ridiculous.
It's super difficult. Like if you can get past that part and the part where like there's the remote controlled planes.
Yeah, I remember that part.
It's like the 2 parts that are just like you're like super upset about it.
So annoying. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna introduce God of War on my list.
Good series.
That's a very good one. This one kind of revitalized and took fighting games like up a next notch. I think it was like a big proponent of like introducing QuickTime events too, which I don't know. They worked well on this, but I think everyone got pretty burned out on them pretty quickly because every game was like, oh, we just got to add in QuickTime events everywhere. But which is kind of annoying. But this one actually did it well. The story was cool. Graphics were really good.
The best way for me to describe that game is on it. Like I always tell it to people because I was really big on Greek mythology. I was like, learn Greek mythology, then kill the gods. Like that was the game.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I thought it was super interesting. Like there were parts that were super hard and I'd get really like upset about, but man, those games were good.
Yeah.
The boss fights were really interesting. The weapons that you would get were like really like interesting. Like you, I remember you get the like those like lion fist things. Those were my favorite weapons. Just punch through anybody. Super good. Real gory. Like I don't know everything. I looked at the stream and I did this. So I did the unforgivable thing you're supposed to do. But
oh lordy,
the dragon or the lion fist things were my favorite, and then it was gory. There was tons of action. There was like combos,
Mm.
kind of like Devil May Cry, but I liked it way more than Devil May Cry.
Yeah, the quick
Yeah,
time events and the combos were like a lot more gratifying. You'd jump up, you'd like climb your way with your swords up an enemy and like pop his eye out or something, and it was
like the
intense.
Cyclops. I felt
Yeah,
bad for the Cyclopses when
I
you'd kill
know.
them.
Yeah,
I felt terrible. But oh my god, why did I do that to
I
him?
know that was too much. Even for he was a bad guy, but it was too much.
Yeah, then you're
No
like,
one
am I?
deserves this.
You're like asking yourself throughout the whole game, like, am I really a good guy? Like,
Not
I
really
don't,
in
I
that
don't think
series.
good guys. I don't think good guys do stuff like this.
That's why. He killed his family or something? Isn't that why he has the ash
Yeah,
on?
he went like in a rage and killed his family.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Gods did this to me."
Yeah,
And
because
then
like,
Athena,
what is it?
like slowly, like Athena's just like, "All right, like I'm gonna help you kill these people,
You
even though they're my family. I'm gonna help you kill them, and then
You
you're
kind of
eventually gonna
did
kill
the
me."
thing again.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you did that. And you said gods did this to
No.
me, and then you did it again,
Oh no!
which is like my favorite thing.
Gods did this to me. Somebody please clip
I'm
that.
gonna- Oh no!
Dude, oh my god, that's too much. I'm just tired. I'm
I'm
laughing
gonna have
about
to.
it.
That's gonna be a quotable
Gods
bonus
did this
moment.
do that stuff all the time. I'm not
I
using
like
my
that.
hands anymore.
Yeah, don't use them. It's too risky. No hand gestures.
None at all. I'm done.
What's
That
another one that I have here? I have more. I'm sorry,
it's all good.
but they'll be quick. I don't have as much. I'm less passionate about these. But Battle Engine Aquila. How would you say it? Have you played this game? Do you know?
Never
There's a
played it.
sticker over it. There's so many Game Crazy stickers on everything, but they don't exist anymore, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, this one, like, you have three kind of, maybe it's two. But anyway, you like have a kind of like a jet plane mode and stuff, and you can switch into a tank as well. And like they're just kind of like big battlefields where like there's factories like spawning like tanks, and well, sometimes not even, but they're huge battles. Like there'll be big landers that'll like come down and drop off tanks and troops and stuff, and like there's just these huge battles going on, and you're having to like fly around or switch to a tank mode and like take out these enemies or huge bosses and stuff. That was a super cool game. Yeah, I don't know. That was just fun because of the scale of the battles and like how you're able to switch modes like that and experience it from different angles. Like you're just flying around and you're just like, oh, infantry doesn't matter, or tanks can't get me up here, but I'm fighting fighters and like big stuff. And then you go down and you're like, oh, now I'm having to deal with these tanks because I'm right up in their face and there's troops running around everywhere.
That is
So-
pretty interesting.
So that was cool. That was a cool concept. I don't think they ever made like a sequel to it or anything. So that's just a one-off little gem there. These are, I don't know, probably lesser known ones. But Mace Griffin Bounty Hunter.
I remember that briefly.
Yeah. This was on Xbox and PS2. It was pretty cool. Pretty interesting shooter. Had some space battles and stuff as well. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I don't know why. I thought it was pretty good at the time. Psyops is cool.
I remember that one. That was a good game.
This
It was
one, yeah.
it's interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting. You had like psychic powers and stuff. The story was okay, but I just liked it because you can kind of use like Jedi kind of powers and stuff. You're like force choking people or like throwing them all against the wall or throwing objects and stuff.
Yeah, picking up big barrels and smashing people with them. Yeah, I remember
that was super fun to do. Or you sneak up behind people and like suck their brain energy out until their head explodes to like refuel your own power.
That's pretty big. I
Yeah.
never did that, but
You, like,
I
sneak
would
up
have done
behind
it
them.
if I thought I could.
And like their life flashes before their eyes. They're like, oh, what's going on?
That's pretty neat.
It's cool. I like that. And then I guess this last one is Gladius, which is like a fantasy kind of like Coliseum fighting game thing where you like make your team and like recruit people from all these different countries and stuff. And it has a story and you're just fighting in cool turn-based kind of strategy battle type things. Kind of like Fire Emblem-y type battles. I think people might die for real if they die. I'm not really sure. I don't remember. But it was pretty cool at the time. And that's all of them. That I had.
I'm completely done.
Yeah. I had a lot.
And
I had
so
probably
next-
the most games for any console was probably like PS2. I had so many games for that.
Since we're gonna let me see what's gonna be our next one. Our
Are we
next one
doing-
is gonna be on the 25th.
I think we're
I think
gonna do Scary Movie next time, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do Scary Movie next time.
Yeah, because you don't
And
want to do it right after, 'cause then Halloween's over.
yeah, but yeah, I want to do scary movies and like Halloween love pretty much. Are
Yeah.
we gonna dress up?
I mean, I don't know. I don't really have anything. Are you getting a costume?
I have many costumes. Halloween is a big deal
Oh.
at my house.
I mean, I could get some if I remember something simple.
Yeah, don't be Raggedy Andy though. That's all I ask.
Raggedy Andy.
And no, I have a friend we're going to a Halloween party together, and he's going as Raggedy Andy, and his girlfriend's Raggedy
Is
Ann.
Hannah still listening? Hannah, what are we being for Halloween? Let's get some costumes right now.
Be a werewolf.
We need a couples thing though.
She can be a werewolf too. A she-wolf.
A she-wolf?
Yeah,
Hannah, Hannah, are you a she-wolf? Like Shakira? Isn't that who sings that song? Toby, don't lie to me.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
I'm looking it up.
I don't know most modern.
That is not modern. That is old. When did She-Wolf come
Oh,
out?
you
2009.
you guys have to be Ethan and Gila.
Oh, I said that.
Krackakhan
We
could
talked
totally
about that,
grow out
yeah.
a neck beard.
No, it would be gross.
You better grow out the neck beard.
What we wanted to do, we talked about it actually. We wanted to get, those kind of like blue turquoise matching outfits that they had for like a few videos. We were gonna get that and like dress up as them. What? Hannah, are you saying I have a fupa?
Are you a thick boy? Is the real question,
I'm a thick boy.
Krackakhan.
Hannah, am I a thick boy? Let's see what Hannah says. She'll be the decider. If I'm a thick boy.
Yes, you gotta be a thick boy.
I don't know if that was responding to the thick boy, but I hope it.
You are a thick boy.
I hope it was. Yeah, the summer 2015 lookbook. Yeah, she didn't get to the thick boy part yet. But yeah, I wanted to be that thick boy. She confirmed it. Thick boy.
Thick boy.
2017 thick boy confirmed.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. I'll dress up as something.
Okay, I don't have much. Hannah, we got to go shopping for something.
I've got like a million things, but
I have like pieces of old costumes.
I have a million costumes.
None of which I'd want to wear the whole time.
I would wear the
Papa
whole
bless.
time. I streamed one time dressed up as Santa.
Hannah, we'll plan. As Santa?
Mm-hmm.
I did.
For a Christmas stream.
I did. What did I do? One of them I had like the red Power Rangers like mask. I did that for a stream before. Like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the good days.
Yeah. Before they kind of got like silly. I understand completely. I want to go all out for Halloween too, so I'm totally down with this.
Hannah did good. Hannah was. You watch Stranger Things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was 11 for that, and it was pretty good.
Did she shave her head?
She didn't shave her head. Well, it was like with the wig on because she has blonde hair.
Oh, okay.
So that worked.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
Were you eating the Eggo waffles?
She had the Eggo waffles.
Why have I not seen a picture of this?
It was
Everybody
legit.
knows I live for Halloween. Everyone knows this.
Hannah did good.
She done good.
But we got it done better, Hannah. We got to even
Yes,
go
every
even
year
more
has to
on
get
it.
better.
Yes. Hannah has a picture. She'll show you at some point. I guess you could see it on Facebook.
Yeah, I think I have her added on Facebook, but I've got to get some sleep.
Yeah.
I
We went a little longer than normal.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully everybody enjoyed it. If you're seeing this after the fact on YouTube, leave a like or a sub. We'd appreciate that.
Also, we love any ideas that you guys want us to talk about. We can talk about virtually anything. We just need ideas, something you guys would want to hear us talk about.
Yeah.
Really appreciate that.
We've done a lot of video games. Next week we'll try out like movies and Halloween type stuff and see how that goes. But we're really open to anything, pretty much. Anything in the nerdy
we're gonna
realm.
we're gonna have like a fried chicken tasting thing eventually.
Dude,
I
love videos like that, like Good Mythical Morning and stuff, where they do like those food tasting videos. I was just telling Hannah earlier, I want to do a video like that where they just like, or the blind taste test, they like line up and they're just like, here's all these hot sauces, guess which ones they are. Or here's all these different like chips and stuff. Like I would love to do that.
Yeah,
That
we could
sounds
do that
awesome.
because I could have Necro for me, and you could have Hannah for you.
Administering
we could be blindfolded. It works
Yeah.
perfectly.
Okay, Hannah, are you in on this? This is going
I'm
to happen
down.
at some point.
Necro's down too. He didn't care.
He's down.
But appreciate you guys. We'll see you all later.
Yep. See you, everybody.
Everybody have a good one.
Thank you for watching. The gods did this to me.
The gods did this.